Is the Beastmen my enemy, the Wood Elves, and I want to go over a few important factors that will determine the fate of the battle. First off, let's go look at Morkur, the Shadow Gave, an incredible legendary lord. I prefer him to Khazrak. Khazrak is really underwhelming. Malagor, of course, is fun, but Morkur is the best one in my opinion. Look at that real quick. 75% resistance to all missile attacks. If you try to shoot them, they'll only do 25% of their normal amount of damage. That is amazing. If you have magical damage, it doesn't matter. Why? You'll only do a quarter of that damage as well. That makes him incredibly strong. Fire damage can do a lot, so if you want to overcast a fireball, that could do a lot to him. That'll do 20% more damage to him. He's got regeneration as well, but that makes him a very tanky lord. You need fire to beat him. Okay, he's got poison damage. And right now, we're going to let things play out. Let's go look at my army before we do that. The Minotaurs have great weapons. We've got 3 groups of Ungor Raiders. I've got 2 Bestigor herds, and they're very adorable. I've got my Chaos Warhounds with poison on the left flank. I have 2 groups of Harpies and 2 groups of Centaurs. My goal is to try to surround my enemy and take him apart. He's got a very conventional Wood Elf army. A Glade Lord on a Forest Dragon. Very potent. Starfire Shafts, which is a really bad idea when fighting me. You don't need armor piercing when fighting me. I don't have a lot of armor. You don't really want that when you're fighting the Beastmen. The Bestigors might have a bit of armor, but don't really need it. Hagbane may have been better, or even generic shots. Over here we have a Branch Wraith for magic. Using a healing aura or spell would have been very effective. Let's keep on looking real quick. That's really about it. Archers and Spearmen. Spearmen are meant to hold the line. Your archers will do your damage. He's got a few Azurite spears too for the war dancers, so here's my Cygor now beginning to launch stones at them. A metaphorical stone. It's like throwing me at them. I'm still getting over a cold right now. I'm probably like 80% there. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be fully there. It was just kind of hard to talk without having to sneeze. I was like, oh man, come on. But I'm finally getting better, so if I mix up a few terms and things like that, just know I'm a little bit delirious still. Yeah, quick battles have been very interesting. They've been a big change from my 2v2s. They're not a mosh pit, it's just requiring a lot of micro, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It's been like a test of metal for me. And I don't mean like, you know, metal. I just mean my vigor in battle, my tenacity, my capability to handle an opponent with just positioning alone. If you look at it on the minimap, my Warhounds are now moving over on the left flank. I have my Harpies and Centaurs will be moving on the right flank. They'll be going around in a little while. I don't want them being shot at. I want them to be ignored for a time. The Cygor is doing some damage, hitting their Glade Guard. And they're going to try to hurt my Bestigors, my Archers a little bit. They're trying to use the prey of Anathure Ma from the Glade Lord to go after Morkur. They have a Glade Lord going after my Cygor, which is not a bad call if you don't want a Cygor to hit them. Immediately, I took out a lot of their Archers. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you're low in armor, my archers will do a lot of damage to you. They could have focused on my own archers, and maybe that would have been a better call. It probably would have. I was allowed to do a lot of damage. I mean, already 8 kills. That's not really a lot, but when you're looking at one little group like that, yeah, that could be a significant amount of damage early on. 8, 10 kills here, 3 kills over here, but we were all focusing on one group. So if you add it all up, yeah, they're gone now. They're falling apart. I like how they can have arrows in their bodies and they just won't be phased by it. They'll be like, okay, time to leave. They'll stand completely still, then out of nowhere pop up in the air because they're dying or they're dead. Like him. Arrow in the throat. And he's like, yeah, alright, it's cool. Not a big deal. Okay, now there's a lot that I need to show off because it happened so quickly. I'm microing heavily during this fight. I've got Centaurs now charging in. Right from behind. They were a little bit outside of their formation, and that allowed me an opportunity to get them from behind. And that's how we killed them. Oh, his head popped off. Jeez. Were you attached with Elmer's glue? And so many were just knocked down immediately, which should not have been done. That should have been a little bit more well guarded. He had everything else guarded. The kills aren't accumulating yet. I wonder when they'll begin to pop up. 0 kills. I know I killed some. 2 kills. Still, we got rid of that group from being able to hit me for a time. They're now beginning to hit my archers. They kept on trying to hit Morkur, but look at that. Like, no damage. He's got no armor. Armor piercing won't really help you out there, right? Not a huge deal. But he doesn't take a lot of damage from that type of damage. Now, it does have fire, so I don't know how that really plays out. They've got magical and fire damage. I don't know how that really... It's a mixture. I don't know how that would be calculated. Maybe someone could tell me who's run the test or who has done the math. I don't know. I've got Bestigors coming over here to fight the Glade Lord. He's still trying to get my Cygor. Not really a great call to do that, though. He is binding up a few of my units, but if I kill his leader, it's over. My Minotaurs are coming in right now. My Centaurs did a lot of damage to that one group of Glade Guard. Yeah, 13 kills. Let's go ahead and let it play out for a brief moment. Yeah, he's trying to heal. Upgraded Earthblood. Kind of scary to do that. I think his, yeah, that Branch Wraith took a bit of damage, but was in the healing radius, so is being healed up now. I don't have Morgur charging in yet. I stay in a skirmishing type of stance while I let my other units fight it out. If you look at the mini-map, look at how I'm boxing him in. I have control of the map. He's trying to kill my Cygor still. It's not really working out. Here they come again. Ungor Raiders doing a tremendous amount of damage to them. I have to watch the minimap carefully because I begin to move so quickly. I mean, I had to. I didn't want to, but I had to. I know that I'll lose the fight there, but I want to buy them up for a time. And I do some damage. I mean, look at that. They're dropping incredibly fast. So I might lose the fight, but I'm doing so much damage to them. So look over here real quick. My Centaurs are now beginning to... Well, not my Centaurs. My Harpies are beginning to move in. I'm trying to kill these Glade Guards. And Harpies are pretty durable. I mean, they're not high on armor, but they can actually last for a little while. They've got a pretty decent melee defense, 38. Turn guard, they're buffed up. They've got smoke and mirrors for speed. Harpies aren't large, so I doubt they count as large at all. Which means that wouldn't matter. Yeah, Harpies are moving in, Centaurs are moving in, charging War Dancers. I wanted to do that because, I mean, I know they're low in armor, and that's going to do a lot to them when they're being charged at. I'll have to move them out later. 49 Bestigors are left in that group. Not a lot, but they will do a lot. Why? Heavy armor. They're tough. Ungor Raiders are moving back. Morgur, no damage at all yet. Just holding on, having a great time. The Glade Lord is now done for. I mean, he'll probably be back eventually, but I took care of him. My Cygor is now moving on. Let's go look over here and see what's happening right now. My Harpies are still fighting. I'm pulling them out, trying to. One group took a lot of damage, but I was able to bind up his archers again. And I have them lord all over the map. The Azurai Spears are trying to chase my Centaurs, which is a fight they'll never be able to win. My Centaurs do not tire out. You don't want to try to chase them. You're just not going to catch them. You need a mounted unit to do that. And if you don't have that, well, you're in trouble. Harpies will definitely take a lot of damage from those shots. But he could have brought in cheaper archer units and achieved the same result, if not better. Now I begin to bring in my Chaos Spawn. That's a big part of Morgur. The Chaos Spawn begin to move in. They're very potent. It's crazy. I went from like 80 frames to like 10 going near that spell effect. They probably need to look at that a little bit. I've got a 1070. But here they are. They're just here to bind them up. Again, you don't always have to achieve a killing blow immediately. I'm doing it by 1,000 cuts right now. I'm cutting them non-stop. Let's go look at it real quick. Bestigors are moving in. The Minotaurs are now moving in. Going to go fight Eternal Guardsmen. My Bestigors are here. Remember how I had 49, 43 left? They've killed 31. The freaking Guardsmen just cannot do it. They don't even have shields. Not that would really help them out too much. But they're now being destroyed. My Ungor Raiders came in. I don't know why they did that. Times they're probably going after a different target. Yeah, probably the archers who ran away and they ran up. That's probably what happened. I was busy micromanaging a lot of units. Chaos Spawn are now fighting, binding up so many of their units. Over here, my Harpies will be back eventually to go attack more of their archers. I don't know if that... yeah, the Azurai group is coming back finally, but they ran off for a long time. My Centaurs will be back eventually. They have 21 kills and pretty good health. Okay, damage sustained. What about you? Yeah, a little bit. But they're confident. And they're hidden. And my Warhounds will be back too. But I kept away the spears. Not that it really matters. I don't think they would have been able to change the fate of the fight as it's going right now. Morgur's moving in, finally. Coming in. They're trying to damage him. Minotaurs, 10 kills. And those archers can completely destroy my Minotaurs, for sure. I believe in that. Cygor's now going back to throwing things. The Glade Lord's trying to shoot at me. He stopped trying to use melee. He's just trying to shoot at me now. Have my archers focusing on one group of Glade Guard, just trying to whittle them down. I'll have to bring in even more Chaos Spawn. It does get pretty nasty, though, when the spears come in. Branch Wraith at 2 with a lot of magical damage. Morgur is still going at it. 10 kills so far. Look over here. Oh, yeah. They're trying to focus on my Minotaurs, and I can get that. I mean, they're strong. They're pretty tough. And they're taking a lot of damage. There's Morgur moving in. Chaos Warhounds are moving around. Everyone's doing their own thing. Centaurs are moving in now. He did notice that, unfortunately, so I didn't get a unopposed charge on them. But it's okay. We're doing some damage. I probably could have stopped that charge and moved around and hit their archers, and that would have been better, but I was busy trying to move around. Let's see, Besagor herds. Now they finally begin to fall apart. The Azurais are tough. I will admit that. They're very tough. And he brought in a lot of them. And if you look at it, I just don't have a lot of melee. I do not. Minotaurs have 36 kills right now. Not nearly enough to change the fate of the fight. Not alone. They'll need supporting elements like more Chaos Spawn, which I do bring in with my Harpies to get rid of their archers completely. I just want to make sure they were done for, and I begin to move men to go after the Azurai spears. The Chaos Spawn are very important for that. Actually, they move over here a little bit. I'm trying to ignore them for a time. I still have a lot of my flanking units, and I'm now going after that branch wraith just a bit. Centaurs are still fighting. They're trying to shoot more Morkers. They get like no damage. He's okay. You're not gonna get him, buddy. Maybe he would have had a better chance provided he had the Glade Lord fighting on the front lines. Maybe? I can't really say. I don't know. What do you think? I just don't see that really working out very well for him. Maybe if he had Durthu, that would have changed it up, but that would have been a lot of gold as well. But he did bring in a Forest Dragon. But here comes more Chaos Spawn, which is very good for the Azurai Spirit. I mean, look at how quickly they're breaking them down. I mean, they take damage over time, but still. So let's go look at it real quick. The Glade Lord is too far away to do too much, but he's very low in health, so I get why he's not trying to get closer to battle. And he tried too hard to get that Cygor. The Cygor couldn't do a lot. If I was fighting like a massive 2v2 with like full-sized units, maybe, but no, not right now. Yeah, over here, you don't want to do that. You don't want to bunch them up like I did. But it was towards, you know, a part of the battle where I was like, okay, I'll just throw him in, whatever. Flanking would have worked a lot better. Okay, 7 Minotaurs left, 68 kills. Centaurs are cleaning up a few units right now. Over here, we're taking out a few more War Dancers who are falling apart. You know, I'm kind of thinking about in the future, I could edit these to where I take out the little top bar. Let me know what you think about that, if I should do that. That way no one knows who's going to win until the very end. I don't know if that would be interesting to all of you, but let me know if you kind of would like that idea. Comments are always very important. I do read them. Okay, let's go look at my kills real quick. Morkar, an average amount of kills. His job is to only survive. He did. Besagors, 48, 67, not too bad. Ungors did a lot of damage. They're very cheap, and they did a lot. Centaurs, one group did an extensive amount of damage. Extensive. Wow, I completely mucked up that word. Okay. Chaos Warhounds, I mean, they were just meant to skirt around and do their part. Their job, all of these here, their job was just to try to distract and flank and bother, and they did that. The Minotaurs came in and did a lot of damage, 74 kills, which is really not too bad. 33 for the Cygor. I kept the Glade Lord busy, so that worked out too. Let's go look at what he had over here. Probably way too many archers. He couldn't properly protect them, and I had so much to flank with that it was just very hard for him to use his Azurai spears, which probably would have helped out a little bit when fighting my Minotaurs. I'm trying to think about it. He could have been more aggressive with me with melee, but then I just would have killed his archers, so I don't know. That's a really tough one. He could have double lined, maybe spears in the back, like his Eternal Guardsmen in the back. Maybe War Dancers in the front. They do have that buff where they could take less missile damage, and that would have worked out. Glade Lord probably could have gone after my Ungor Raiders instead. The Cygors would have been, or the Cygor would have been annoying, but it definitely wouldn't have got all the kills. Not with that small of a unit size. But anyway, let me know what you think about the battle, and if you think I should edit these in the future to get rid of that little like bar so you don't know who wins till the very end and all that. And thank you for watching, and I am getting better, so I'll be at 100% in a few days, hopefully tomorrow. And as always, until then.